Hi friends, I'm Jody and you're on my channel. So today we are going to make a 3-strand bracelet, and we're going to use a couple of the paper beads that I made in a previous video. So if you're wanting to see how those paper beads are done, sorry guys, just go to one of my previous video, and it's just called paper beads, or let's make paper beads, or something like that. Anyway, I only have like 4 videos up there, or 5. You guys can find it pretty easy. Anyway, so we're going to make a 3-strand bracelet. We're going to use a couple of those as like a part in the bracelets, and we're going to mash up some beads together and make something really pretty. All right guys, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back, and we have some things here. So we are going to make a 3-strand bracelet, and in order to make that super simple, we're actually going to use a 3-strand toggle. And you can get these, I believe I got these on Bead Box Bargains, the sister store to Bargain Bead Box, and they were very inexpensive, but I'm pretty sure that if you Googled them, they would list several places that carried them if you don't find them there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So this makes our life a little bit easier, so we're going to be using that. And then we also have, let's see, what do we have? I have some little tiny gray and gold beads, just little teeny tiny ones. They're like 3mm beads. I have a bunch of assorted gold bead caps and stuff. I think there's a couple of randos in there. I don't know, I'm not a very organized person, you guys. I mean, let's just be honest, I'm not. And then here we have, I'm dropping stuff. Here we have some beautiful gray gemstones. I don't remember what they are. I know my friend Teresa gave me a ton of these, a ton of gemstones, and she had listed them all, but you know what? For the life of me, I can't find that list. And I know it's on one of the videos, and I need to find it. So then we have some goldstone. And we have some glass beads that have some really pretty shiny, like stardust texture to them. They're almost like a taupey color. We have our 2 of our beads that we made together. And if you're wanting to know how to make them, just go to that video. They're really easy to make. I found some of these glass beads that have this like deep shiny mauve color, which I think it would pick up in some of these, and these colors look so rich together. And then I have these like really pretty twisty pink cat's eye, and they're like a really strange pink, so they're like a really dull muted pink, almost like kind of like a rosaline, but not as peach as that. So I liked all of these together, and I think it brings out some of the colors in those beads as well. And then we have some beautiful fire polish here too, and some other odds and ends. So we're going to get started with this. I lint rolled my mat, but you would never be able to tell. So how we're going to build this is we have our 3-strand connector. You do see I have some wire out here, which that grabbed the wrong color. I'll have to grab that. But the first 2 strands that we're going to be making are going to be links, because we want to maybe stagger these on either side, like have them both be on the outside and have our strung one on the inside. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make those links. Let me go grab the right, oh, I have it right here. Where did this come from? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm losing my mind today. But I'll grab my eye pins too, my gold eye pins, because we're gonna need those, which reminds me I need to order more gold eye pins. So let's just start with some of the one of the linked strands. I'll clear all this other stuff out of the way. We might use some of this stuff, might use some of that. All right, so now my wrist is 6.5 inches long. That's not gonna help us here because I am not a measurer. I'm more of a trier honor. But I will give you like the ending measurement of the entire piece, just so you can kind of gauge on what diameter would really fit where I like it. I don't know if it would help you or not. I'm not sure, but I would be happy to do that. I will be measuring some string out, and I'll show you how I measure string out in case you've never seen me use my scientific method. Okay, so, and that was sarcasm, you guys, in case nobody picked up on it. I don't have a scientific method. All right, so let's grab one of these really pretty gold. It's an antique gold, like space saucer, like UFO spacer. I think it's really, really pretty, and it adds a lot of like depth to your piece. And we're just going to make a short one here. So we're going to make some short links. We're going to make some long links, and I'm not using a one-step looper because I haven't practiced enough. I told fellow bead friend Leslie had reached out to me and told me that maybe, yeah, it was Leslie told me that she had struggled with the loops too, with the one-step looper. And I know I need to watch some more tutorials. I need to practice more. But you know what? There's got to be a want there too, guys. Like you can't just expect an old dog to just like overnight, like just do it. All right. So let's use some bead caps here because I want to use, I love these. Look at how beautiful this is, you guys. That's so gorgeous. And let's put some bead caps on this beautiful little stone. Okay. I tend to make some shorter links when I'm doing bracelets just because it doesn't take long to go around your wrist. And if you end up with too many that are too long, your links are going to sit funny around your wrist. So I tend to make quite a few smaller versus larger links with a bracelet versus using larger links on a necklace because of the way it hangs. Okay. And you know what? Let's do another one of those. And like I said, I'm going to want to stagger these beads. I don't want them right next to each other. I want one here and one here possibly. And just so it kind of adds a little bit of visual interest to the piece. Yeah, I do want to do another one of those. And let me find some matching. My husband's trying to find the vacuum. You know what's really funny, girls? Girls, guys, anyone who's here, it's really funny when the person who does most of the domestic stuff knows exactly where everything is. But then, you know, he wants to help out and be a sweetheart, so he's trying to find the vacuum. And I could just rescue him and open the door real quick and tell him where it is, but I'll let them think about it for a little bit. It's entertainment. All right, so now you guys heard me be naughty. He's being a real sweetheart. We just got a rug from his mom. She didn't want her living room rug anymore. And I'm like, oh shoot, we'll take it, you know? So yeah, she sent that over, brought that over, and so he's vacuuming it because we just put it down on the floor. And it matches our living room really nice, so that's a good thing. All right, so then let's do a couple of these little taupe ones. And I don't think I really want to do any bead caps on those, but you know what? Really like these little fire polish guys. Let's do a couple of those little fire polish ones on the outside. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. He found it. He found the vacuum. Oh, he's such a sweet guy. He made French toast and bacon for dinner. So we did our breakfast for dinner night, and it was so delicious. I haven't had French toast in a while. And normally he'll make like a stuffed French toast with like cream cheese and berries, or my favorite is sliced bananas and peanut butter. It is so good. But we just kept it simple tonight. Just some really good French toast and some nice, yummy, thick cut bacon, and it was delicious. And I'm stuffed because, yes, I ate heartily. All right, so we're gonna start putting some of these links together and see where we're at. And I don't have an idea in mind like how I want all these beads to like lay out exactly. All I know is that I don't want this one to be, I don't want it smack dab in the middle. Let me just fix my wire. Give it a little bend there. There we go. All right, so all of these are on eye pins, so they're gonna be really easy to link. So I'm thinking maybe we do like, I like to keep smaller ones down by this end of the clasp because it fits through better, because you're gonna have to like go over some wire to get it through. So remember that when you're using toggles, that a lot of times keeping the smaller beads down towards the bottom is a little bit better for you. All right, so let's do this one. And we're gonna link it right to this toggle here. All right, and then let's do this one. Yeah, let's do one of these. And let's do that other goldstone one. The colors in this bracelet are very romantic looking to me. Like they feel kind of romantic, and I think they're really, really pretty. All right, so let's see. Nope, we still have some room to go, so that's good. Let's maybe do, let's maybe do one of these, and we can do bead caps on those too. There's a couple bead caps. Okay, that'll look really pretty with that. Usually when you're making a multi-strand bracelet, once you get one side where it's like sized perfectly, like the way you want it, it's so much easier to create the other two or the other one piece, especially when it's on one of these with the multi-strand like loops. It just makes it that much easier. Okay, I can see this is going to be really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and see where we're at now. We still have room for like one more little link. So let's do another one of these. And let's do with a couple more of those. But this time, let me see if I can find really teeny tiny little bead caps. There we go. It's gonna be really pretty. Oh yeah, I like that. That just kind of zhuzhed it right up there. Look at that. Looks nice. Doesn't that look pretty? All right. All right, and now we can link this one to right there. And now let's test it out. All right, so when we put our toggle on, I think it's gonna be just about perfect. I don't know if you can see that. So let's put our toggle on. And we're gonna just hook it right onto here, just like that. Okay, and let's see. Because this is like the true test here. It might be too tight and we'll have to add something else to it. Maybe a larger jump ring, or just maybe a couple small beads. Yeah, we do need to add one more little link to it. It looked really close, but the true test is trying that on. And I know that there's gonna be some people out there who are annoyed that I don't measure anything. You know what? Anytime I've ever measured something and did it that way, I was way off. So apparently my measuring is not a great tool. So I do exactly what what works for me, and it just works for me. Every now and then I still mess up and I still end up making it way too short or way too long, but that's why I test it several times. If you are making for other people, then yeah, you do want to make sizes. Like if you're going to sell like a craft fair, then yes, you're going to want some that will fit up to a 7-inch wrist, some that'll fit up to an 8-inch wrist, and then yeah, you're going to need to do some measuring and stuff like that. But when I'm making something for myself, or it just so happens to be that some of my girlfriends, we all have like the same size wrist, so everything is very interchangeable amongst us all, which is really great. So I can pretty much make them anything and know that it'll fit me and it'll fit them. All right, so let's put this on now and try it. And if it's a little bit big, that's okay, because a lot of times I like my bracelets to move around my wrist a little more freely. Okay, nope, so this is gonna be just about right. So it looks a little bit big, but that's okay, because I want it to just kind of move easily. And when you put those other 2 strands on there, you might have, it might tighten up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and undo that. Maybe. There we go. Now we have our actual length of what we are making. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the middle strand. I'm going to just move a couple things around and cut my wire, and I will have a measurement of my wire for you in just a second. Okay guys, I am back, and I cut a piece of wire here. Give you guys a measurement. Whoops. And it is, I cut 11.5 inches of wire, and that should give us plenty of room to do our ends, to finish off our ends for us, and even cut off this little weird bend. I don't know what's going on there, so we're just gonna get rid of that because it's annoying. All right, and we're gonna start from the center, because this focal I want centered. I want it here, okay? Where this one I'm gonna end up putting over here, so that it's just gonna be kind of staggered with what's going on. All right, so let's do this one on first. And we're gonna use a lot of the gray ones in this piece. And let's grab a couple of these little beads here and just put those right on. Maybe. I know there's a hole there. Oh my goodness. It's right there. I can see it. Okay, why can I not get that in there? There we go. I was not going to give up on that bead. It wanted me to give up so bad, but I said nope, and I got it on there. Okay, so now we have our middle. And then, like I said, I know I want to use some of these beautiful gray ones, and we will use some of those. And I kind of want them up close to this guy, but I want to use some bead caps with it too. So let's find some bead caps that kind of go together and match. If I was a little more organized, you guys, just a little bit more. Okay. So throw him on there. There we go. Okay, so there's our two big gray pieces that we're going to use. And then let's do, I really want to use some of these little taupey pieces. They're really pretty too. So we'll use some of those. But first, let's do some of these goldstone ones. And that one we're not going to put a bead cap on, but maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do one of these really cool spacers. Oh yeah, that looks nice. You know what? These colors look really good together, you guys. I'm so excited how nice these colors look together. All right. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. And this is why I like to do design on the fly, because I like to play around with it. I like to stare at all the colors like right in front of me in like a big jumble mess and just see what goes where. Use a couple of these little fire polish guys, and then we'll follow it up with a few of these really pretty taupey colored ones. All right, so last night, my husband did trivia for his ex-brother-in-law's restaurant and brewery. It's called Longship, and it's in Lawton, Michigan. And if you don't know where that is, it's over by Paw Paw. And if you don't know where that is, it's kind of close to Portage and Kalamazoo. And if you don't know where that is, that's okay. But if you do know where it is, if you happen to be in the area, on Monday nights he's going to be doing, trivia over there. And last night was his first night to do trivia over there, and he got a text message this morning that said, thank you so much, that, you know, it really brought out a lot of people and they had like a record night. So here's the deal. So he's donating his time to do this, okay? And because their town, like everything they have this really adorable little downtown area, okay? And that's where all their little businesses are, and all their shops and restaurants, and even a cute little grocery store. It's like a small town feel, right? It's really, really nice. And they have the entire downtown area roads so tore up because they're redoing the roads, but they're like overdue on it, and all those little businesses are suffering so bad. So he really wanted to be able to have something appealing to try to bring in more business, because you know it was getting kind of rough for them, you know, and that's hard when you have a small business and you depend on foot traffic and you're not getting any because people don't want to deal with the construction, which you can't blame them. I know the roads need to be fixed, but there's so many times where like they'll shut down one half of the road, and that way you still have some traffic that's able to go, you know, through. Maybe they would detour like one half of the street or whatever. But yeah, it's a hot mess. I was down there last night supporting them and Shane on his first night to do that. But yeah, so that's what that's all about. So he's going to be starting to do that. Now he won't be doing it on Labor Day because you know, I don't even think they're going to be open on Labor Day. So but the Monday after that, if you're in the area and you want to check it out, it's Longship Brewery in Lawton, and they have a really nice little menu that's like has some good food, some handhelds. I had a burger last night. They do hand cut fries. He makes his own brew. He has other drinks too, like pop and stuff like that. So if you're not a beer drinker, it's really okay. You don't have to drink beer to enjoy it there. I didn't drink any last night, so and I had a blast. But it starts at 5:30 and usually typically ends around 7:30. And last night was 80s music trivia, and he's going to do some general question trivias, and then once a month he'll do music trivia. So it should be a lot of fun. So I'm promoting him here, guys. If anyone's in the area and wants to do some trivia, head on over. All right, so I used a crimp tube and my wire guardian here in the middle, And we are going to put our crimp tube through that little tail, as well as the little bead right next to it. So now I have my crimp tube and my bead going through, my tail going through a crimp bead and my bead. So let's go ahead and crimp that down. And then, whoop. Oh my goodness, it keeps twisting on me. I can get it, I can do it. Did I get it? Do you ever have that happen to you where it just wants to, like, the wire just wants to twist on you? There we go, I caught it. And you're desperately trying to get that wire to stay still. All right, so now we have that part of it, and we can just drop that right down in there. Now our wires should be pretty even with everything else. And if it's not, we can look at it, because we did have to add the crimp on and stuff like that, and we can do some adjustments. It's not a big deal. And what it looks like maybe is that I just might want to just lose this little bead here. And you know what? No one is going to miss that little bead. It'll be just fine. So we're going to just say goodbye to that little bead, making our adjustments. And we will go ahead and find our other crimp tube and our other wire guardian. There we go. So I'm wondering how many of you followed me over here from Wendy's Crafting Friends, and how many are like, Wendy's Crafting Friends who? That's what that's what I would like to know. If you feel like leaving a comment, let me know if you know me from Wendy's channel, or if you just stumbled across and now you're just here because you like it. So let me know, you guys. I'm curious. Some of your names or your user names I recognize. Some of you I know personally because, you know, we're friends on social media. But there are a few names that I'm like, I don't think I remember seeing that name. So I'm just curious, and if you could let me know. I'm just nosy. I just want to know. So I was reading up on how to do lives. So lives are kind of reserved for people who have more than more videos, stuff like that. So it may be a little bit before we do a live, which is okay. But once we do them, we'll start doing lives pretty regularly, you know, maybe like, you know, maybe a couple times a month or something. Like, you know, I would give you guys plenty of notice on when we're doing them and everything, of course, but yeah, so we won't do them a lot, but do them every so often. All right, I'm going to pause this for a second. We're going to get ready to do this other one here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I started making a couple off camera just because I know that we're probably running into like being on here forever. So I just wanted to save us a little bit of time here. But let's go ahead and put some more really pretty bead links together. Grab some more of my beads here. All right, let's do one of these. And I picked out a different bicone, something that has a little more lift to it, just because I thought it would give it like a little more length. There we go. And just make our little loops. Okay, and now we're going to need some smaller ones. So let's grab a couple of these little taupe ones, taupey gray ones. And I know we have some little bead caps. Oh, what that is. Oh, it's a very teeny tiny little bead. All right. Let's see. I need to order more bead caps too. And these I'm not concerned if they're not going to match each other, but if I do find 4, and I did, good. These are cute, aren't they? Little stars. Really, really cute. I'm going to bring you in just a little bit closer. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that you guys were so far away. All right, so let's grab a few more of those fire polish beads too. I really like the way those look. They're really, really pretty. And they have some of the same colors that we want to use. So let's go ahead and put that one on. And our little bead cap. So what did you guys think of the candle one? If you watched the candle one, did you like it? I have one of the candles burning in here right now, and it smells divine, and it looks really pretty. I will turn, when I go to try this on, I will actually turn it around so you guys can see me, and I'll show you my candle that's burning, just so you can tell that they actually do work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting this together, and I'm gonna kind of piece it in as we go, since this is our very last one. So I know that I can go ahead and hook this guy right on here. Our very last little opening here. If it stops spinning. I don't know why I'm having problems with things spinning on me today. All right. Just make sure our little loop is closed, and it is. And we're gonna go ahead and put our little homemade bead on here. And then let's do one of these really pretty light pink ones. And let's do this really pretty purpley, coppery colored one. It's like a mauve purple copper color. It's really unique color. All right, and then I do want to put some of these gold spacers on too, because they're really nice to use. So let's do a little shorty link. So I don't know if any of you out there watch or are interested in watching true crime at all, but they had on Netflix the Lacey Peterson, and I started watching it last night, and I was just getting so mad. I get so mad. I'm like, I feel like, bad people need to be caught, and they need to be, punished, and like quit doing bad things to people, but then you're like, gosh, the other side of the coin is like, some people believe he's innocent. You know what? I don't know. I don't know him. You know what? You know who knows if he's innocent or not? Him and God. Those are the only two. That's it. None of us know. We don't know. And it's like, I don't know. It's just infuriating, maybe. Maybe that's where I'm going with this. Why I watch stuff like that, I have no idea, because then I just end up getting mad. And then I don't, and then I don't want to think about anything else. And I want, I just want it to go away, but I'm still thinking about it. And it's just ridiculous, let me tell you. All right, we're gonna do another one of these really pretty purple beads, but this time we're just gonna use some flatter little bead caps here. I'm just making them all look very different, even if it's the same bead. They're just gonna look a little different from each other. We're gonna do something at some point with bead soup. We're gonna, I'm gonna tell you guys that have your bead soup ready, because when you see the video, you're going to want to grab that jar, that bowl, that Tupperware container, whatever you keep your bead soup in. You're going to want to grab it, and we're just going to make something together. We are just going to string some beads and make the coolest obscure necklace ever, and it's going to be amazing. I can promise you that. All right, so let's do one of those little taupe beads with some bead caps, just like that. Getting down to the end here, guys. Video ended up being a little bit long for just being a bracelet, so sorry about that. And I have on the book some memory wire jewelry that we can do too, and all kinds of stuff. But I want to know if you guys have any suggestions. Oh, and I did see a request for what having me make one of my cheesecakes. And don't worry, you guys, that'll be coming up. I usually make 2 or 3 cheesecakes for Thanksgiving. So I make a pumpkin one, and then I always have to make sure I have a gluten-free one. My stepson has celiac, and my sister-in-law has celiac, so they can't have gluten. And then I make one that is like a berry one, because my brother doesn't like pumpkin. Like, who doesn't like pumpkin? Come on. If any of you don't like pumpkin, I'm sorry if I offended you, but like, pumpkin is delicious. All right, so now we're just going to make a smaller link here, and I think this will be good. Just this little baby link. So we'll definitely do some cheesecake demo. I have some foolproof recipes that I can share with you guys that I found, and I've been using the same recipes for years, and they are the best recipes. And if anything, if I can share recipes with you guys, like, that just makes me very happy, because you know what? Making good food is to be celebrated. We all love it. We all need it. We may not need what we're eating, but we all need it to survive. All right, so now we have our bracelet, and I think it is very sweet, very romantic. Let's just put it together here real quick, and I'll put it on too. I just want to see, this is where it gets kind of stuck. I think it's because I have that fat bead right there. But it could also just be because it's a 3-strand bracelet and it's being difficult. There we go. All right, so here is our really pretty bracelet, and don't get discouraged if your strands get all kind of like twisted around each other, because it's okay. They still look really pretty together. So let me go ahead and try to put this on real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, here we go. Here is the bracelet, and I think it turned out really pretty. There's some pinks and that orange and gold and gray all the way through it, and there's the bottom. But it turned out really pretty. And then if you look back here, there's my candle. Just burning like crazy. And I'm doing the cinnamon one, so I wanted it to put me in for these nice warm colors. So I hope you guys really like this one. I think it turned out spectacular with our little homemade beads, and it just really gives you something really interesting to look at. And I think I'll get a lot of compliments on this one. All right, guys, much love to you all. I hope you have the most wonderful evening. I'm gonna get off here, get this uploaded, and do some relaxing. Bye, guys.